This is a place.
This is the place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place. Welcome to this week's episode of This is a Place podcast. My name is Nate.
My name is Brandon.
And happy National Name Yourself Day. Is this where you get to give yourself a nickname? Or
yeah, I think I'm gonna name myself Cowboy.
Cowboy?
Yeah.
Oh, that brings up a good point.
But I watched Newsies.
Yes, did you watch Newsies?
I did. How proud are you of me?
Okay.
Wait.
Are you now sad that you've... Wait, what?
Hold on. Let me be more accurate. Cowboy's just a nickname, right? He actually gives himself a different name because he's like a fugitive or whatever you want to say. Because he goes by Jack Kelly, but that's not his real name, right?
I think you're right.
What's his? You think I'm right? Isn't this one of your favorite movies? Shouldn't you know this?
What is his real name?
So he's got three names. They call him Cowboy. He calls himself
His real
Jack
name is
Kelly.
Francis Sullivan.
Sullivan.
Did I ever tell you, and I probably have, when Batman Begins came out, I had a hard time watching it because it was just Cowboy. I'm
Really?
like, that's Cowboy. That's not Batman. I didn't really enjoy Batman Begins until
The
Dark
second
Knight
one.
came out. And then I'm like, okay, I need to go back and rewatch Batman Begins. So I like it now. It's not as good as Dark Knight, but it was really hard to forget that Christian Bale is Cowboy.
You've never seen any of his other movies before that? Like The Prestige came before Batman,
right?
Probably not American Psycho because you didn't probably watch.
I haven't seen that one, nor have I.
Radar
Or am I wanting to? It's a good question.
I mean, he's got a lot. He's got quite a history, quite a filmography. He was in Little Women. Oh, he was a voice in Pocahontas. I didn't know that. He's the voice of Pocahontas.
He didn't really have anything. Swing Kids, I don't think I saw that either. But
yeah, American Psycho and
I think he kind of gained his popularity from Batman Begins.
You're right, and The Prestige actually did come after Batman. So
yeah,
3:10 to Yuma. That's not.
I've seen that. I heard that's good. I haven't seen that one either.
He's got some good movies, some really good movies. 3:10's good. That's
here
really
he's kind of a jerk though. He's always on the list of like celebrities that are bumholes.
I'll be honest. Sometimes to be as good as you are in something like that, you kind of need to be a little different.
Oh, that all
you know
makes
what I mean?
Sense. Yeah. Is
Like,
that why you're a jerk to me?
Yeah, I mean, it just comes with to be so good at something, so good at your craft. You're gonna be really bad at other things, like being a nice person.
Gotcha. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, people are always approaching me talking about the podcast, and I can't talk to them. I don't want to do it.
You gotta stay focused.
Yeah, I'm in character. I'm in the podcast character.
Oh, you're a method.
Yes, method
podcaster.
Yes, that's accurate. Well, anyway, sorry to get us off track on Name Yourself Day, but I thought that'd be a good way to tell you the good news. Usually you tell me about a movie and it takes me months or years to watch it, but Newsies was a really easy one because it was just right there on Disney Plus and just threw it on, and I'm like, you know what?
Did you watch it by yourself, or did you make like I'm assuming your wife has seen it multiple times, right?
She had seen it. I just ended up watching it by myself.
Oh.
I broke it up. It took me probably I watched it all in a day, but I broke it up. I watched a little bit earlier and then later. Yeah, you know what I mean? It wasn't all at once, but I got the gist of it. Thought it was a pretty all right movie. Hasn't hasn't aged super well, but
No,
I don't know. It was okay.
aged pretty. I mean, it was the timeline is early 1900s, right? So
Yeah, I mean, what do I say? Aged in the sense of I don't know, a musical. I don't know. Just there were things that I was like, that was a little weird. Like,
yeah,
let's
it didn't
we don't have to talk too much about it, but like the whole love story start like
was
that
weird.
that was weird.
Okay, I'll give you that. It didn't do well, like I think we discussed when it
It was a
first came
flop.
out. Yeah, it kind of gained its momentum after, and I feel like it was even like years after that it started gaining. So maybe it was just ahead of its time. So
Ahead
maybe
of
it
its
didn't age
time.
well. Maybe it's just ahead of its time.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It was good. Like the music was pretty good. Really, the only song that stuck out to me is the one I already knew, but it was pretty good.
Oh, really? I like the most of them. Oh, good songs. Good show. Good show.
It was a good movie. It was a decent wreck, I'll say. I'm not mad I watched it. I don't feel like it was a waste of time. So, anyway, you don't have to be mad at me for that one. I just have a long list of another 50 movies I need to watch that you've berated me for not seeing yet.
We have our the girl at our the front desk girl, I guess you want to call her, at our office, since I have an office again. She's probably 22, 23. And then she was asking me like what my favorite movies were the other day. And I'm like, oh goodness, she's going to be even worse than Brandon because but she has an excuse. She's young.
She doesn't have as much time to have watched all the movies.
So I think the ones that I was surprised that she had never seen was Dumb and Dumber. I
Okay.
don't think she'd never seen Napoleon Dynamite. But I think she blamed her parents because the parents didn't like that type of humor.
The
So I
humor?
now have the humor. That's supposed to be a funny movie, Napoleon Dynamite. Anyway, so now I have to do what I'm doing with you. I have to make her like a list of movies that she needs to watch to to make sure she knows the classics.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long list for her.
But I feel like she has more of an excuse than you do because you called yourself a sports fan and you'd never seen Hoosiers, and then you say you were in drama and you'd never seen Newsies. I'm a little confused here.
I'd focus more on the classic dramas,
Okay,
the ones that have aged well.
you're the Shakespeare.
I mean, a little bit of Shakespeare, but like your Seven Brides or Seven
Did you?
Brothers, Singing in the Rain.
Okay.
The classics, Nate.
What did you study? French poetry. What a complete waste of time. I mean, for somebody else. I don't know. That's what reminded me. You said
What's
I
that
focus on
from?
the Groundhog Day. Isn't what she said? Like French poetry or something is what she studied in college.
I
And
can't
he's like, what a
remember.
complete waste of time. I mean, for somebody else, that would be a complete. When you said I study the classics, that's what popped in my mind. But that movie has Bill Murray, right? And can you believe that Bill Murray is going to be
What?
like our.
He's in Newsies?
No! Groundhog
Groundhog
Day.
Day. Okay.
Stay with me here, Brandon. Stay with
I'm
me.
I'm here. Okay. Bill Murray. Okay.
Bill Murray is going to be our segue to our topic today because we're talking about the Salt Lakes. Well, yeah, Salt Lake City Trappers, which you're probably like,
What does that have to do
what
with Bill
does that
Murray?
mean?
And what are the Salt Lake City Trappers?
Well, I just thought there's a lot of hype going on right now um, with the new B Stadium. I think they had their opening night on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Think so.
But we really need to go out and visit the stadium, go to a game to be able to do a bees episode.
You gotta
So
check
let's
out the
talk
new
about a team
stadium.
that's no longer around.
I
But
love
there
it.
was the Salt Lake City Trappers, and Bill Murray was part of the ownership.
Really?
Yeah. So who
Just
knew
this
that we have ties?
random Salt Lake team. He was part ownership.
Random, random,
That
the best.
I mean, what's his tie? What would be his tie? I know he likes baseball. He's a Cubs fan.
I bet you it probably just he wanted to be part of ownership of a baseball team, and that was probably the opportunity that came up.
Like how Dwayne Wade is part of the ownership of the Jazz. It makes no sense, but he wanted in. So
Yeah. So the Salt Lake Trappers were a minor league baseball team that played in the Pioneer League from 1985 to 1992. So I'm assuming you never had a chance to go see them, did you, Brandon?
I definitely did not.
I saw them a few times because that's probably right around the time I was playing Little League Baseball. I was into it. And that's basically it. They were a team. And that's all we got.
I'm
Just kidding.
surprised. Well, it'll probably come up more when I mean we're gonna get a baseball team eventually, right?
Major
The
League.
Miller family, yeah, Major League,
Oh
MLB.
yeah. I mean, I don't think they had put that much effort into everything they've done so far if they didn't feel like there was a good chance that we would get one.
Yeah.
And I bet you too. I bet you the support we've given the hockey team for a sport that most Utahns don't know anything about
I
has
mean
probably helped our
it's the
chances.
biggest team in the state right now, right?
Right.
Like for good reason that, the Jazz is not they're not they're not a hot ticket right now, let's just
Well,
say,
the Jazz did just break a record,
of
personal best of
their
the most
worst
losses in one
season.
season.
Right. I'm actually going to a Jazz game tonight, so maybe we can talk about that soon. But the point being, it's crazy, even just for me. Like I was expecting, yeah, I'll probably go to a hockey game this year. I've been to four hockey games,
Wow.
and I haven't been to a Jazz game since like 2022. And before that, I hadn't been since probably 2012. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna go to a Jazz game all the time. But with hockey, it's just been the talk of the town lately. And
It
so
has been.
how quickly we've latched onto that, I mean, that's got to spell like if the MLB looks at that and how quickly we've jumped into it and embraced the team, obviously it's not a tough sell. Like we're gonna embrace a baseball team too.
Yeah, I think it's been helping our resume to see the support we're giving the hockey team. And honestly, it has helped, I think, that they have been in the playoff hunt. That helps with
Hmm.
your desire to want to go see a game and cheer them on.
Yeah,
Right now, going and seeing the Jazz, you're more or less just going for the experience.
and it's
And
super cheap.
yeah, it's I mean, I saw somebody post on Facebook a few weeks ago saying that they had 4 extra tickets, and then 3 other people chimed in like, "Oh, I've got 3." So basically, you could have taken your family of 15 to a game because people were just trying. They couldn't even give them away. People didn't even want to go. And
Well,
I've
my
been on
tickets
the
were like $3. The
oh
fees for the tickets were
or
more
more.
expensive than the
Oh
tickets themselves.
well, so you did it. You bought tickets. So I told you that the other day. Like you can get tickets for like $2-3. So who are you going with?
I'm going with my kids and my brother.
Nice. That's smart.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna stay till halftime, to be honest. Just to get the kids some
Go and get
basketball.
your iceberg shake and then head home.
Uh, yeah, those are pretty expensive. Maybe not.
What are you talking about? They're only like $9-10, but they're big. They're huge. They're still that way. I don't know. Like you said, I don't think I've been to a game for. Well, I
A
think I
minute.
went Christmas 2 years ago. On Christmas Day was the last game I went to. But it's hard. It's hard to go knowing that there's. It's almost like a preseason game, right? There's no. What's the word? Anything on the line.
Hmm.
It's just. And. Well, I guess you can go cheer for them to win because if they win, we get free pretzels at Swig. But Swig has definitely not had to fork out too many pretzels this year.
Yeah. But, back to the baseball.
The
It's
baseballs.
the hockey season's wrapping up, the jazz season's wrapping up. And now we got a new stadium in Daybreak and people are talking about baseball again. So
Yeah,
it's the talk of the town.
it
Maybe
is
for
talk
a
of the
minute.
town. And I mean, working in a real estate office and doing real estate myself, I've heard a bunch of people say that they've had clients call either wanting to rent or buy a property near the new B stadium.
Really.
So I
Hmm.
wonder if that's helped with the local real estate market in that specific area. But it'd be fun. I know a few people who worked on the stadium getting it built, and I know they were stressing out, wondering if they were going to meet the deadline. Sounds like they were able to play the game, their opening game. Hopefully, the stadium doesn't fall apart, or you know what I mean, from since they had to hurry to finish everything. So you wonder
Oh,
how many corners were cut
you think so?
to get things on. I don't know. I've heard stories. That's all I got is rumors.
Hmm.
But I guess hopefully they can fix whatever they didn't do, or it's done well enough to be just fine. But I hear like it's amazing. I haven't seen the stadium yet. I haven't obviously been to a game yet, but I hear that it's just like a really cool experience,
Yeah,
views and everything.
we need to go. We need to go check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I'm sure the first week or two or this first month of the new stadium will be pretty popular, but it will definitely die down as the season goes on because there's a lot baseball. Man, that's crazy. How many games they play in baseball is just
Too much.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about baseball I don't like is that, and the problem with Major League Baseball is they let so few teams into the playoffs that your team almost halfway through the season you could be like, yeah, we have like a 2% chance of making the postseason. So who even cares? Uh, I mean, who was the team last year? Was it the who was it that just really stunk it up and they had one game where only like 16 fans went to the game
Was it the
and they were going until they started almost breaking the record for like the worst season ever.
Oakland or
No,
Tampa Bay?
mm-mm. It was back east. Anyways, it would just be crazy to go to the
Game with nobody there.
yeah. I don't think it was the A's, but White Sox. It was the White Sox
Hmm.
last year, right? That were having a tough season, and then I think they were gonna, if I'm remembering right, and maybe there's some baseball fans listening. We don't have any baseball fans that listen to our podcast, but they were like on a streak for like most losers, most
Losing streak.
losses in a row, something like that. And then people started showing up to cheer on their team to lose. So that, anyways, they just wanted to break the record for the most losses in a row or something like that.
Yeah.
And speaking of records, the Salt Lake City Trappers
Our topic for
have
the day.
a remarkable achievement. They have a 29 game winning streak back in 1987, which is still stands today.
Doesn't sound like a lot to me. I know that it is in baseball, and it's that they'll never beat it, they say. Like no one's ever gonna beat that streak. But 29 is not that many games.
That's like a whole month. Like you won the whole month. And baseball, that's rough. I mean, because baseball, they usually do
play the same team a couple
play the same team
times in
like
a
four or
row.
5 days in a row, right?
Right.
And it really comes down to your pitching staff. It's probably why they did so well is their pitchers were decent. Because you can have a game where you just get blown out, and then the next day you play, you blow them out because your pitching changes every day. So that's the weird thing about baseball is the consistency, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
It's not like basketball or football or anything else where everything, all the factors kind of remain the same.
Yeah. So for reference, it's the longest baseball streak, and of course, professional. I mean, it's a minor league, and so people are like, "Oh, it doesn't really count." Whatever. 87 is when they did it, right? In other sports, the Los Angeles Lakers had a 33 game win streak from 1970 in 1971-72 season, and UCLA basketball, I'm guessing, John Wooden had
Mm-hmm.
an 88 game streak. 88 games. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was like, remember, was it UConn? The women's UConn team like won so many games in a row. I can't remember. And I think they won it again this year. But,
Oh, that was in 2012.
anyways,
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they did beat that streak of UCLA. But still, that's a lot. But let's see.
well, can we go another tangent since we're
Oh, I
on the
was gonna
sports
say
topic?
one more thing. So I've never really heard of the Trappers, to be honest. I've heard about the goals, right? But I'm surprised I've never heard the Trappers, and I mean that was never in contention for a name for the hockey team, but maybe when we get a baseball team, that'll be one of the options. Goals or Trappers or something like that. We'll see.
I like the name Trappers. I don't know where or how the name came to be.
I mean, it's a
I know
Utah
they came from
Trappers and
Canada
Traders.
because they bought the team from Canada, right? Or they came from Canada. Um, and they replaced the Salt Lake City Gulls. So that's interesting.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's a cool name. I thought, remember when we the bees before they're the bees, they were the buzz,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had to change the name for copyright reasons or whatever. I really thought they'd go back to the trappers or something like that. So I was a little shocked when they said the bees.
Why did they have to change the buzz? That's weird. Quick topic for another day.
Or yeah. Oh, the Buzz would eventually change affiliations, becoming the Salt Lake Stingers. I
I
forgot
remember
about
that.
that.
Stingers, that's right.
And then when they aligned with the Angels, the Stingers would revert to the Salt Lake Bees in 2006. I forgot about the Stingers. Man, we could have a few episodes just on the history of minor league baseball here in
We could
Utah.
have a whole month of baseball.
Ooh, we
That
probably
would be
just dreamed
too
it.
much baseball for me. Because I'll be honest, I do not like baseball. Baseball is probably one of my least favorite sports.
Really?
It's so boring to me.
Soccer for me, unless there's some big thing on the line like World Cup or the Olympics or even a championship playoff, whatever it may be, I just can't sit down and watch a soccer game and enjoy it. I do enjoy baseball. For me, is hard to watch on TV, but going to a Bees game, I just love it. Or a Major League Baseball game, I love that too. I think it's super fun to be outside watching baseball. But soccer for me is a sport. I just don't get it. And honestly, I think hockey, if you don't play hockey, maybe baseball is the same way, but it's harder for me to watch hockey, just to pick up a game and watch a game of hockey unless there's something on the line, like any sport.
Mm.
But going to a hockey game in person, so much fun.
I mean, I didn't play hockey, and I can watch a hockey game. I'm not like, I'm not flocking to the TV for every single game. Maybe I will eventually. Probably not. But yeah, I guess baseball. It's just too slow paced for me. Um, and I think I I hated playing it so much when I was a kid. It got to the point I was just like, I don't want to do this. This is
Oh, really?
so lame to me. That I think that's part of it that played into it. So anyway, that being said, I'm still happy to go to a game every once in a while. I'm excited to go check out the new stadium, get a hot dog, but I don't
It's
know if I
weird.
want to stay for the full 90 minutes.
And maybe that's why I enjoy baseball so much. Like, I even love watching just rec baseball, especially, well, yeah, if I know like there's a kid on the team for high school, whatever, it's fun to go watch, or even just, I used to just go watch Little League baseball. I'd go like run at the park by my house and then watch a game for like a half hour. But I
That's a
think
little
because
creepy.
it's so slow paced, you don't have to pay close attention, and it's really just being about being outside. That's
It's the
probably the biggest thing
environment
for
with
me.
baseball. Yeah.
The environment for
Like this
sure.
summertime, grab a hot dog, snow cone filling. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and I think the thing about like um, rec ball is that anything can happen. Like even high school baseball, it's so amateur baseball is fun to watch because you just never know, anything can happen.
Hmm.
But I wanted to bring up, since we're talking about sports, everybody knows, probably nobody knows besides like two people who listen to this, but a record was broken on Sunday for the most goals in NHL history.
Mm.
But my mind is just like completely blown. In hockey, for those of you who don't play hockey, they kind of track your offense by points. So they have like your, obviously your goals and assists like they do in any other sport, but then they have like your total points. So when you come out of a game, you're like, okay, I had 3 points. Then you have to distinguish where those 3 points came from. Was it assists or goals or whatever? But it's crazy that it took him about this. Was it the same amount of time
I think it was
or
one.
one game shy of what Wayne
Mhm.
Gretzky did it in
Yeah.
to break his goal record? But the crazy thing is that Wayne Gretzky wasn't a goal scorer; he was an assist dude. So it's like John Stockton having the
Oh.
most points scored when really
Uh-huh.
assist is his thing. So for Alex to break his total points record, he still needs something like 1,200 either goals and or assists to break his total. Isn't that crazy?
I had no
Like
idea.
it's just crazy. I don't think anybody will ever break Wayne's assist record. That and they'll never break his total points record. But
Still an
obviously,
amazing feat by
yeah, I mean it's crazy.
Ovechkin.
The Alex say it's pretty cool, but it's still like my mind's just still blown. Like how amazing Wayne Gretzky was. That for Alex to break the points record would have to play for I don't even know how many more seasons to even have a chance at it. And really, John Stockton's assist record is that way too, right?
Mm.
Like nobody's ever going to break that. So it's just crazy. And then we'll see if anybody can break the Salt Lake Trappers 29 game win streak.
Yeah,
Baseball, that's tough. Other sports, even football, that would be
that'd be a lot.
amazingly tough. Basketball, I could see that because you could just have a super dominant team, but that's a tough one to break. So maybe the bees will do it this year.
Ooh, I mean, this was a long time ago, but Oklahoma had a 47 game winning streak between 1953 and 1957.
Oh, for football.
And there was a 40, 35, 34, 32. Those are some pretty long winning streaks. But I mean, this was a long time ago. So, well,
Anything in the last 50 years.
Miami Hurricanes, 2000 to 2002, 34. That's pretty impressive. But
That is
anyway,
for football. That is really impressive. NFL, obviously, that's super impressive because the Dolphins are the only team to ever go completely undefeated.
the Dolphins.
Right.
But it says that the most consecutive victories was for the not the Dolphins. I mean, the one season, right? That's pretty cool. But the Colts hold the record for the longest regular season winning streak. That's different. But 23 consecutive regular
Oh,
season victories.
yeah. I think the Colts, though, that season, the very last game, they sat Peyton Manning and they lost, and fans were just, dude, they were pissed. So mad. A lot of people gave up their season tickets because I'm like, oh, so you're basically going to win the Super Bowl, but you're mad because you didn't go after the record. And that's
I
always
mean,
tough.
fair. It's fair.
It's like this year, who was it? Barkley that could have broke the record if they would have played him.
Yeah.
Even against Alabama the day for BYU, they pulled that guy out that was like 1 3-pointer away from breaking the NCAA. I'm like, oh, why not just
Let them get the record.
go for the record?
Yeah.
So, sports.
Sports.
I like sports.
We don't care who knows.
I don't care who knows.
Well, to
Well,
finish up, we got two more things to mention. If you didn't notice, we're back after a hiatus. And if you didn't get it, that was an April Fool's joke
oh yeah,
because, it came out on April Fool's. The lawsuit is real between us and Matt. I mean, between us and the unnamed party.
the lawsuit or the friction.
The friction is real.
The friction is real.
But one other person sent a message asking if they're the only ones that think Matt is annoying, and they're not. We also think Matt is annoying. No, I'm just kidding. We love Matt, obviously. Otherwise, we wouldn't have him on multiple times and talk about him. And if we make jokes, we'll try to make sure they're not so inside jokes. That was one of the critiques is we talk about Matt, bring up him and the jokes we have, but maybe someone hasn't listened to all the episodes. Maybe someone hasn't binged all. How many episodes do we have?
I think 7.
So 7 of our episodes.
Yes.
How many do we have? I don't even know at this point.
Oh, good heavens! 5 times 50 plus.
It's not hard math. It's not hard math, but I still don't know what the answer is.
I would say like 260-ish.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, that's crazy.
We just had our recently a milestone episode. What was it? We just recently had our 250th episode. So there you go. We're past 250. So anyway, we may have some inside jokes, and we'll try to be better about addressing those so people don't feel left out if we talk about, if we talk about inside jokes.
Right.
So, and even if you think Matt's annoying, we'll probably still have him on the podcast. He might actually have an internship coming up this summer
Yes.
because of Doge, because Doge is gonna get rid of his job. But anyway, we appreciate you being here. I hope everybody didn't unsubscribe when we said we were going on hiatus. I actually did get a message from someone from my work and like, dude, what the heck is going on with your podcast? Like
Oh,
he
really?
didn't listen to it. He just read the description
Oh,
of the
probably like
episode.
most people do.
Yeah, right. And he's like he was serious. Like he's like, oh my gosh, you're in a lawsuit? Like that's crazy. Like no, just check the date of the episode, and that'll answer all your questions.
Oh, I think a few people are like, oh, I didn't realize it was April Fool's. And it was interesting. April 2nd, I was listening to the radio in the morning, and I think it was a national show, but they were kind of confused too on like what's real and what wasn't real because they're still talking about it today. Like just some movies and stuff coming out, and they're like, oh, is this real or not real? My favorite.
It's hard to know.
It's hard on most of them. You're like, okay, this is super over the top,
super obvious.
Yeah, usually the Mormon stuff was that way.
Well, did
But
you
my
hear about?
favorite one that got me for a half second, I thought still was a cool idea, is that I think it was Sandy City posted that they were going to fill in Dimpledale and make it a reservoir.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's actually like, that'd be so cool to have like a reservoir like that right in the middle of the city.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, does people really need to ride their horses and stuff that often compared to like a lake that you could drive super close, you know? I'm
That
like,
would be
huh.
cool.
So I wonder how often like a April Fool joke turns into something real that people are like, oh, that would be really cool actually if you did it.
Well, they did have, so there was one that I think one of those LES websites, they said that they made clarifications on the word wisdom stuff. Like you can't have certain caffeinated drinks and all this stuff, but it was so prevalent that like memos were sent out in other countries saying, hey, just so you know, here's clarification details on this. And people had to like point out, oh, this was an April Fool's joke because people actually took it serious and the news was circulating in like the Philippines and stuff like that. So you gotta be careful with April Fool's jokes because they can be taken seriously. And sometimes the line's blurred. You're not gonna know if it's real or you're gonna have to check back the next day to see if there's more details about it.
Right.
Which is why I thought maybe we didn't fully say anything. I did say, oh, it's April 1st in the episode, but anyway,
Yeah.
we're
It
not on
was funny.
hiatus. We're back.
Yeah. The radio station or thing I was listening to was like, because I think a couple of announcements were real, but they're like, oh, how dumb is it that you released this announcement on April 1st? Like, why would you not just wait another
And
day
one day,
so people know that it's legit, whatever the announcement was? I think there was just a couple movies they were announcing that were going to come out. But you're right. Every year there's at least one on Facebook. You're looking like, oh, really? And you're like, oh, yeah. You just forget that it's April 1st. And you're like, that's not real.
yeah,
And I guess we accidentally did that to a few people. I tried to let people know during the podcast that it was fake just to let them know. But Brandon told me like, we couldn't do that.
it's more fun that way. It's fun when you get somebody
Yeah.
like
Got you.
actually gotcha.
Got you. Well,
Like someone on Instagram actually messaged us and was like, "I was so nervous, thought you guys were actually," or I think she said, "You're actually going on hiatus or whatever." And I'm like, "No, that was an April Fool's joke."
didn't the first time we did an April's joke, somebody called us an a-hole because they believed it?
I don't remember.
I think it was a fellow podcaster. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Let us know what your
Let us know if you remember the Trappers and their amazing winning streak,
yeah, and what your nickname's going to be for the day.
and what your
And
nickname will be. And Nate, send us out with a Newsies quote.
Newsies quote.
Yeah.
That's my cigar. You'll steal another.
Thanks for listening to This Is the Place podcast.
And this was a team we just talked about.